Late yesterday, when I was scrolling on my social media handle, I came across a post quoting the Niger State governor, where the governor was saying, no more preaching anti-people and anti-government gospel in Niger State. So before I go further, let me make it clear to everyone that, when you hear a governor or a president or a politician in Nigeria saying that, or describing a gospel anti-people or anti-government, in real sense or in a clear term, they are trying to say that, no more criticizing the state governor, no more criticism, and no more critic gospel. I think that's the clear description of what he's trying to say here. He further added that I did not ban evangelism from I did not ban everyone from going to sermon on Friday. He should bring his scripture for review, and it is normal. Even in Saudi Arabia, it's done this way. So let's further ahead before I also talk about the other one, the second paragraph. He also added that we cannot say that because you have been given the opportunity to become a cleric, you will go out and preach a gospel, that is anti-people and anti-government, and think it is normal. It is not. It is in that direction, or even saying it. So we want to be able to see that, we want to be able to see that they are preaching. What we are saying is we are working together with the security agencies, Department of State Service, that's the DSS, police, security, police, and also Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, and also the military, which the governor further concluded. All right, so this is all what the governor of Niger State, Mr. Bago, his new doctrine. So first and foremost, we will start analyzing his statement, paragraph by paragraph. I know I've already made justice to the first paragraph where he was describing, where he was saying anti-people and anti-government, and I told you what a politician, a typical politician in Nigeria means by anti-people and anti-government. So we'll talk about the second paragraph where he was saying that, the scholars in Niger State, or let me say the preachers, should bring their script for review before being, before they preach or they preach their gospel. So, and even he was trying to say that, he was trying to justify his statement by saying that even in Saudi Arabia, this is done. So first and foremost, when you talk about Saudi Arabia and Nigeria, these are two distinct countries, like we did not align in any way. Like Saudi Arabia is a monarchy dictator state. Meanwhile, Nigeria, our system of government is a democratic system of government. So, when you, like in Saudi Arabia, it is illegal for you to criticize your government. So based on their own, law of the nation. Meanwhile, in Nigeria, we have right, or let me say, there's freedom for you to. Democracy has already provided that freedom for us. So when you want to, set an example, or when you want to make a comparison, try as much as possible, to compare our own system of government with that of the United States or United Kingdom, because these are, our role models so far so good. Let's push religion aside, and even when we want to talk about religion, Saudi Arabia is not a role model for Muslims. Like I don't know, like Saudi, the system of government in Saudi currently it's not worthy of emulation, and Saudi Arabia does not have any moral jurisdiction to preside over the Muslim society. So, Mr. Governor, try as much as possible to put this in your your brain, because you cannot use Saudi Arabia to morally justify your statement. Saudi Arabia, we know that the fact that Muslim originated from Saudi Arabia, or let me say in Mecca or Medina, but we are trying, if you want to set an example, or maybe you want to set example, let me say a leadership that is worthy of emulation, I will recommend you to go and learn about the caliphate of Abu Bakr, the caliphate of Umar, the caliphate of Uthman, the caliphate of Ali. These are leaders that are worthy of emulation, not the current Saudi leadership, because these are corrupt and also, let me say, Western puppets. So you cannot be able to come and be using Saudi Arabia to morally justify your statement. Secondly, he was saying that because the scholars in Niger State are given the opportunity to preach their gospel, then they cannot use that opportunity to come and preach anti-people and anti-government as he described. So, Mr. Governor, you are the one who was given the opportunity. You cannot say a scholar who came, who we went through, several levels of learning or several stages of learning. He was given an opportunity. It's not an opportunity. He was the one. Like, I think you that is listening to his preaching or his gospel, you are the one who is opportune, because he has passed through a lot. He learned this. So, Mr. Governor, you were the one who was given the opportunity to become the governor of the state, not the person who is preaching. And the third paragraph was talking about where he said he was going to work with the DSS anti-police, civil defense, and also army, in trying to regulate the speech across the state. So, Mr. Governor, you and your security agency, I know the last time I checked about Niger State. Niger State is among, I think, if not top 5, it can be top 3. State in Nigeria that has been, vandalized, or let me say, has been terrorized by bandits. You guys, you have a lot of bandits in that state. There are a lot of kidnapping activity that have been going on in Niger State. So, Mr. Governor, instead of you to waste down your energy, cooperating with the security agencies to curtail, anti-people, anti-government, this thing, gospel as you described, why can't you channel that energy to, try as much as possible to curb, the terrorism that is currently happening in your state, So, and I also have a further question for the Department of State Security, like the DSS. Their recent activity in this country, left me, speechless. I begin to ask myself a question: what is the purpose of DSS in this country? Like, what is their real duty? As a DSS, that is, I think DSS should, to my own understanding about DSS, I think DSS should be an intelligent, or let me say, an intelligent department of the Nigerian security, like that of CIA, Mossad, RAW, and also and the rest of the intelligence agency in the world. Why is the DSS, or let me say the Department of State Security, trying to involve themselves in social media arrests, or let me say criticisms arrests, or anybody that criticizes the government? Then you see that the DSS will go and arrest him. If I didn't think you guys can be able to channel that energy of arresting people that criticize government or criticize a politician, why can't you use that energy why can't you use that same energy to to investigate act of terrorism in this country, most especially in Niger State in particular, which we have high level of kidnapping? Mr. Man, if you can be able to channel that energy, it will help. It will go a long way in helping your people. Not that you will be here presiding on what your scholars in your state will say. So, and also, I also have further, further statement to make, and this one is targeting the scholars in Niger State, or let me say in Nigeria at large. You see the level you have brought yourself to. I don't know. Like, sometimes I feel bad when I see a politician, or let me say, a politician, or I can even describe them as politician, or like trying to abuse, or let me say, like trying to describe all the scholar in a manner that is highly disappointing. But anyway, you brought this insult upon yourself, because that lack of coordination that you guys have, lack of cooperation, that is what make you put you in this level. Because for what I believe, a religion leader, or let me say a religion leader, should be respected regardless of his religion, whether Christian or a Muslim. That's my own point of advice for this.